Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. Uh, we can start. So, my name is Pradeep Chaudhary. Let me share my screen. I have 7+ years of experience in SAP PPQM. So, I'm the your trainer for this session. Um, we will go through first of all these slides, and we'll continue with this your questions and answers. Okay. We'll finish this PPT presentation first, and then we'll take the question and answer. Okay. Fine. So first of all, those persons who are the new to SAP. So what is SAP? So in manufacturing company, suppose we have the different departments are there, right? For example, sales department, finance department. Similarly, in SAP, we have the different models are there. For example, PP module is for production planning, QM is for quality management, MM for material management, then SD for sales and distribution, FICO for finance and controlling, uh, PM for plan maintenance for maintenance work activity. And apart from this, we have these are the functional. We can say that the functional models, and other models are the technical model. So those are the ABAP, which are the language coding language we are using in SAP. Then security, who will take care of the authorization part, which user have need to which record access, and basis team, which is responsible for the development and transport request related things. Okay. Okay. So this is what all about the SAP. So as we can see that there are a lot of means all the manufacturing company already shifted to the SAP, or somehow many companies are planning to shift to SAP because SAP have provided the business solution for each and every business. Okay. So we have a very good scope for the future career perspective also, because if you can observe as a consultant, I have observed these things. So in this layoff things, right, the companies are layoff, but there is still a demand for the SAP. Apart from the SAP technology, there in other technology we have seen the layoffs and all, but there is no layoffs. Even we have the hiring is going on for the SAP. Okay, so SAP have a very good feature because SAP have provided the solution required to the customer for each and every business kind of things. Okay, so we can start. Okay, so in production planning, we have three types of manufacturing. Okay, process manufacturing, discrete manufacturing, and repetitive manufacturing. So discrete manufacturing we are using for automobile industry, and we can say the steel, cement industry. Repetitive manufacturing is somehow where the product is constant and will not change frequently. So, for example, plastic industry or from automobile, we have the nut and bolts. So these are the constant products are there, and they will not replace frequently or change frequently. In process industry, we have the chemical, food, pharma. So this kind of examples are there. Okay, because they have their product directly affect the human health, so they have to follow the each and every guidelines. So first of all, you can we see the repetitive manufacturing. Okay. So what is repetitive manufacturing? So in simple word, repetitive manufacturing is producing the same or similar product over and over again. So here the product is the same and it will not change frequently. So that is what we can consider that similar kind of product as a repetitive manufacturing. It helps in production planning and control, frequently used in automotive industry. So as I said that in plastic industry or automobile, we have the nut and bolts is one example where the end manufacturer finished good is changed. For example, model for the bike will change, but nut and bolts the required things, right? So it can be used as a make to stock and make to order (REM). So REM is nothing but repetitive manufacturing. What is this make to stock and make to order? So these are the uh, planning strategies are there. Suppose make to stock means what we are doing based on certain assumptions or prediction, we can start the manufacturing without the customer order. So we are assuming that, or we can do the forecasting that we will get this much customer orders. So without getting the customer order, just forecasting, we can manufacture the material. So that is called as a make to stock. And make to order means Until unless the customer order come, we will not start the production. So that is make to order, purely order based scenario. Okay. So we have this scenario in the SAP: make to stock, make to order, assemble to order. Okay. So in revenue manufacturing, we are following normally make to stock strategy. Large lots means continuous production is there. Okay. And complexity is low because we can see that there is only one operation. Mostly one operation we are using. We are just giving the raw material, and after one operation we will get the finished product. So that is what the complexity is very low. So raw for product A, and then if we are giving input as a raw product, after one operation we will get the product A as a finished product. Okay. So what are the goals of preventive manufacturing? Creation and revision of production quantities on a period basis. So here we are uh, doing the production on the period base. So continuous production is there, and up to some period, for example, 15 days or 30 days, we can manufacture the material. Okay, so that is what we are calling as period base. Reduction in the production control effort and simpler backflushing tool. So backflush is nothing but in SAP automatic goods issue. Okay, so here what we are doing in that continuous production, we are automatic issuing the material, but we are not calculating that, because once that period is finished, then we will calculate how much the finished product is produced, how much raw material we are consumed, what is the cost of the actual finished product. Okay, so this is period based strategy in repetitive manufacturing. So implementation of repetitive manufacturing. So first point is product same or similar product over long time period. So here our product is the same for long period of time. No manufacturing in individual defined lot. So here we are not manufacturing the material based on the lot base or batch base or order base. Continuous production is there. Production process follows same sequence. So here sequence production process will not change. We have followed the same sequence. And routing is simple without much variation. So routing is nothing but a sequence of operation. So here, as we have one single operation is there, so only one operation is there, so our routing is simpler. Okay, because there are no multiple operations are there, so routing is simple. What are the features of repetitive manufacturing? Okay, so master data. In master data is nothing but the data required for the manufacturing. For example, we can say the material master, then BOM, then work center, routing or rate routing, production version, REM profile, and product cost factor. So REM profile is somehow the profile which will decide how the goods consumption will be done. Okay, backflush, whether backflush is to be done or not. Product cost factor is nothing but where the cost of the manufactured product which you are producing, the cost is settled, okay, or store. Then planning table. Planning and control is carried out on the basis of time bucket. Then pull list. Pull list used to control in-house flow of material. So pull list is nothing but the material we are issuing to the finished product for production of finished product. Backflushing. Backflush is nothing but automatic goods issue. So help with production completion confirmation. Cost object controlling. Determine cost per material via product cost factor. So cost object controlling here we are our actual uh, accountability store in the product cost factor. Okay, and sequencing help to carry out task-based scheduling and determine the sequence to follow to produce plan order on the production line. So this is what about sequencing. Then what is the discrete manufacturing? Okay, so we have seen the repeated manufacturing. The next is a discrete manufacturing. So discrete manufacturing is a process that produces product in individual and separate pieces. So in discrete manufacturing, what we are doing, we can manufacture the material based on the order or lot size. Okay. Here our production is not a continuous production. We can create the order based on the lot size or batch size. We are calling it as a batch size. Okay. Used in many industries like toys, electrical, and medical appliances. So as I said, we can use this in automobile, steel, cement, toys, electrical, and medical appliances, mostly measured in terms of volume and weight. The output can be counted and tracked as per the number of units. So output we can track as per the number of units. Means, for example, what is the lot size, batch size? Okay. So in discrete manufacturing, different finished goods with possible complex process. So here we can use make to stock or make to order scenarios. Okay. Then small or medium lots. So based on the lot size, we can produce the material. Okay. And then medium complexity. Medium complexity, here we can take, we have more than one operation following. Okay. So here we have more than one operation. So if you can see here, ROS for product A, ROS for product B. So operation 1, operation 3, operation 4, and based on that our product will be produced. So here we have the medium complexity. Even in repetitive manufacturing, we have simple complex, not that much, because we have only one operation is there. What are the features of discrete manufacturing? So BOM is nothing but bill of material. Okay. So which whenever we are producing any finished material, we require raw material in certain quantity, right? So that quantity we are maintaining in the BOM along with the finished product. So that is we are calling it as header material. In raw material or packing material, we are calling as a item level material. So suppose 100 kg of finished material I want to produce, then what is the quantity of raw material and packing material required that we are maintaining in the BOM? Okay. Inventory management keeps you aware of the stock. So by using inventory management, we can check that whether how what is the stock available and what is the required. Okay. Supply chain help you connect with supplier for flawless production. So here we can check with the customer as well as our vendors also, as and when our quantity or demand will be changed frequently. Quality assurance. So quality team maintain quality of product, bring it to the market safely and efficiently. So after the production, quality team will check the parameters based on the certain parameters for that particular material, and based on that, they can take the decision whether this is a accepted material or rejected material. Okay. Planning and scheduling. It is spread out based on weight or volume. So planning part we can check as per the demand management from the customer or the forecasting, and based on the scheduling, what is the time required to manufacture that particular material. So based on that, we can uh, do the planning for scheduling. Part tracking. It follows a non-parallel path of making different parts at different location. It also uses the tracking system for better service. Okay. So in discrete manufacturing, we can use make to stock, make to order, and assemble to order. Okay. So what is make to stock? We can keep the stock of product before customer order. So as I said, uh, based on certain forecasting, we can start the manufacture of the product, and when we get the customer order, we can dispatch that material against that customer order. Okay. And in make to order, it is prepare only when a customer place an order. So whenever customer place an order, then only we can start the manufacturing. And assemble to order, we can keep stock of some component, or we can say that up to semi-finished level we can manufacture the material and assemble when customer order come. So up to semi-finished level we can manufacture the material based on forecasting, and when customer order come, then only we can start the manufacturing of finished product. So these are the three scenarios. Okay. Assemble, make to stock, make to order, and assemble to order. So in discrete manufacturing, what are the benefits? It improves customer service, enhance productivity, boosts in the quality of product, less downtime of machinery because based on the scheduling we have maintained, so less downtime and better relationship with supply. So as and when our demand change from the customer, based on that we can plan accordingly, and we can ask the vendor to supply the material in advance. Okay. So what is the difference between this repetitive and discrete manufacturing? So in repetitive, it is quantity based production, or we can say that the period based production. Or in discrete manufacturing, it is a order based production. In repetitive manufacturing, there is no change in product. But in discrete manufacturing, as compared to repetitive, product change frequently. Steady flow through production. Production flow is steady. Varying work center sequence. As our operation will be changed, so our work center. Work center is nothing but our machine. So sequence will also change. Period-based cost controlling. After that particular period, our cost is settled in the product cost sector. But here in discrete manufacturing, order-based cost controlling. So whenever our order is confirmation is done, so we can settle the cost of that order particularly. But in repetitive manufacturing, when up to that when our period is over, then only we can start the settlement. Period based backflush and backflush for individual order. So period-based batch flush means we can issue the raw material, and once our period is finished, then after that we can check how much quantity of raw material we have issued. But in discrete manufacturing, for each and every order, we have to check back flush for individual order. Okay. The next topic is our variant configuration. Okay. So what is this variant configuration? Uh, so variant configuration is nothing but, suppose we have the one finished product, but different variants are there. For example, laptop, right? Laptop is our finished product, but we have the different variant. For example, internal memory is 200 GB, 250 GB, like this, right? 500 GB, or the color, the different colors are there, right? So we have the different variant. So what we can do, we can manufacture the same material with the different variants. Okay. So similarly for car also, car is our finished product, but car also have similar, the color is there at, or based on that automatic or manual gear system, right? So these are the example of variant configuration. So what is variant configuration? It enables the manufacturing of complex product with multiple variant. So here what we can do, our end finished product is the, we can say, the same, but we have the different variants are there. So by using this variant configuration, we can achieve that in the system. So new variants are often created by modifying the existing one. It helps us to determine the future of product. So what are the future of product? Note down specification, implement them while producing it, calculate the cost as well. Okay, so these are the some features of the variant configuration. Okay, for example, motor 1600, 1800, 2000, 2500. These are the models, right? So gears, we have variant 4 gear automatic, 5 gear automatic. Then color, black, red, blue. Then wheels, steel alloys, aluminums. Okay, so ultimately the product is only the car, but we have the different variant, right? So based on the customer requirement, we can manufacture this material, and in SAP we have to do the variant configuration for the same. Okay, so this is what the concept of variant configuration. So to achieve this, we need to maintain some master data. For example, variant classes. Class holds the characteristics that describe a configurable material in variant configuration. So in layman word, it is allowing a material to be configured using characteristic of the class. Okay. So class is nothing but, suppose if we have the different colors of cars or laptop, then color is our class here. Okay. So it can only be done if the class has a class type that support the configuration of the variant. So there are the different class types. For example, for batch, we have the 23, 23 as a class type. Okay. So we have to select the appropriate class for the variant configuration also. And we have to maintain the class. For example, I have given the example as a color, right? So, and below that class, we have to assign the characteristics. So that characteristic is nothing but, we can say, the different colors are there, right? So similarly, we have to maintain the class and characteristic relationship. So what are the features of variant class? So it classifies materials in the class. They might not be configured material. Set up a class hierarchy. This allows you to use inherent characteristics and restrict value. Use class to find object. So based on this class, we can find the particular object. Okay. So we have certain dependencies. Okay. So what is object dependencies there? Dependencies let you describe relation between characteristics and characteristic values. Okay. They help select compound from BOM and also operation from task list. So based on this class and characteristics, whenever we uh, get the customer order, based on that, we have to select the appropriate class and characteristics and operations or routing for the same. Change the values of field in BOM item and operation during configuration. So types of dependencies: precondition, selection condition, action, procedure, and constraint. So we have two types of dependencies: global dependencies and local. So they created centrally and can be assigned to several objects. So few dependencies we can create it centrally, but we can assign to the several object. And local dependencies created for one object and can only be used with that object. Then we have the configuration profile. Okay. So what is configuration profile? So configuration profile consists of main dependency logic. It controls the processing of bomb explosion and allow further specification. Also help to maintain class assignment. So bomb processing include plan or production order. So whenever we produce the production order in the SAP, then first, if we are doing the demand management route, then system will generate the plan order by when we run the MRP, and based on that, we can convert this plan order to production order. Okay. And in make to order scenario, as I said, we have the dependency of sales order. So whenever customer order come, that we are calling as a sales order, and based on that only we can start the manufacturing and order bomb. Okay. So these are the three things. So plan or production order. When selecting single level or multi-level bomb. So what is single level and what is multi-level bomb? So for example, suppose one is my finished product and 11, 12, 13 are my semi-finished product. Okay. And triple one, double one, two, one, two, one, these are my raw material, suppose. So for this one as a finished product, we have multi-level bomb because we have already bomb for this semi-finished material. And apart from that, we have this raw material also. So that is what we can call it as a multi-level bomb. Okay. So all configurable items are configured in sales order. Okay. So whichever the configuration required that we are that will be automatically picked up in from sales order. Sales relevant item are copied to the sales order. Value assignment are sorted on the database for every material that is configurable. So for which material there are different variants are there. Based on that, when we get the customer order, in the customer order, what are the requirement from the customer that we have already maintained from the customer side, and based on that, production team have to start the production. Okay. So sales order, product are supplied together but not assembled together. So here we can supply together, but we cannot assemble because uh, those are the sales relevant only that we can plan. Sales relevant bomb items are exploded, whichever the sales relevant items that is exploded only. Some item like 11, 12, and 13 have their own bomb and can be sold separately. So as I said, 11, 12, 13 is our semi-finished product. So that we can use manufacture material A1 because material 1 is our finished product. But similarly, we can sell this semi-finished product to the outside also as per the customer requirement. Whether customer want this same finished material only, or customer also want this same finished product. If they want to do the assembly outside in their own premises, and they can purchase this same finished product and they can do the assembly, right? Order bomb. So it is used for customer specific adjustment. So there are two types in order bomb: result oriented and knowledge based. So our next topic is our capacity planning. Okay. So what is the capacity planning? Capacity planning is done to balance the load at the work center. So suppose we have two machines, right? And that machine have the capacity of 100 kg material production of 1 day, right? So in 1 day, that machine can one machine can produce 100 kg, right? So if we have the two machines, then we can say that 200 kg is our capacity. So if we can multiply for the 30 days, so we can say that 6,000 material we can produce, right? But suppose if we get the sales order of 8,000, so based on that, system will propose to us that the machine have the capacity of 6,000 only. So we cannot, manufacture more than this because it will be automatically overloaded. Okay. So that is the advantage of this capacity planning. So it helps to calculate the production capacity. Capacity leveling is used for detailed planning of production. In simple term, capacity planning help to balance capacity load on the work center. So work center here is nothing but machine. So by using this capacity planning, we can check the advance that whether can we supply the material to the customer or not, because whether we have that much capacity available or not. Okay. So this is the advantage of the capacity planning. So what is the purpose of this capacity planning? Used for long-term record planning, medium-term planning, or short-term detail planning. So these are the three planning we can do by using capacity planning. So we have the features of capacity planning. So capacity planning and capacity evaluation and capacity leveling. So available capacity and capacity requirement are determined and compared with each other in the list of graphic. So here, what is the available capacity and what are the capacity requirement that we can check in the system in the capacity evaluation, and in capacity leveling it helps us to with optimal capacity commitment, whether if we have this availability, then we can commit to the customer, yes, we can supply. Selection of appropriate research, whichever the machines available that we can select by using capacity leveling. So what are the benefit of capacity planning? So good capacity planning lead to better decision making, help with intelligent budgeting, avoid burnout, help to stay on top of the game, and better planning. So if we have the idea of in advance whether our machine capacity and all, so based on that, what we can do, we can in advance do the planning, and we can inform to the customer also whether we can able to supply the material on time or not. Okay. How to check the capacity load? So in SAP, how to check this capacity load? So in CM01, this is a CM01 T code. Here we can go. We have to enter the work center or machine name and the plant. Okay. So based on this, we can see the available capacity. So what are the requirements are there? What are the material for which we have the order, plan order? Okay. So that we can check from here. How to check plan order and production order deal? So these are what our the requirement. In CM21, we can check whether what is available capacity, what is the load. Suppose if the load is more than 100%, this means is that our machine is overloaded. Okay. So based on that, what we can do, we can check if any machine is available, which is who have the capacity available, then we can shift some order to that machine. Okay. By using capacity planning. Then next is our long-term planning. So what is this long-term planning? So long-term planning is often referred to LTP. So long-term planning we are using to check the machine capacity availability as well as the vendor ability to supply the material on time. Suppose uh, we are checking that whether we have the requirement for the next 2 months, and if we in advance we can check whether our machine capacity is available or not, and we have the raw material, what is the actual quantity of raw material available, and if we require, then we can check with the supplier whether he can able to supply the material on time or not. So these are the advantages of the long-term planning. Okay. So it helps to check the current capacity and vendor ability. This in turn help to provide the material in the specified time frame. Long-term planning gives an idea if all the capacity requirement can be fulfilled. What are the key objective of long-term planning? Forecast future purchase order, help negotiate better with vendor. So if we have the requirement, maximum requirement for the raw material, then we can negotiate with the vendor also. Help perform simulation purpose of the program and demand. Predict production plan, can be used to transfer routing activity to cost center. So these are the objective. And integration of this long-term planning with purchasing team, cost center account, because we are some quantity or amount is settled there, and inventory controlling. So these are the three things involved in this long-term plan. How to create long-term plan in the system? So by using MD61T code, we can do the planning for the one material, and we have to select the version 2 as a inactive version and the time duration for which we are doing this long-term planning. Okay. So based on this, we have to create the version for the long-term planning, and based on that, we can select this annual revenue or annual monthly plan, and we have to just click on the immediately. Okay. So based on this, our planning scenario will be created for the long-term planning. Okay. So this is what uh, all about this long-term planning. So let's moving to the next things, that program details. Okay. So in this course, we will cover the SAP S4 HANA latest version. Okay. So you will be getting the server for the SAP S4 HANA. Along with that, we will cover the Fiori apps, batch job, RISE object, all these things. Okay. Because I am working in the S4 HANA implementation project. So I know the things in the market, right? So you will get the S4 HANA knowledge, and as a consultant you will get the knowledge, okay, not as an end user, because we will cover the configuration parts, what is the impact of the configuration. So all these things we will cover. Along with that, you will get the self-place video, assignment and project, certification from Indira Arvind, life membership of writing activity, e-learning, LMS portal access, unlimited access to multiple trainer. Okay, and the fees which you have to pay is actual fees 89,000, but you have to pay only 34,500. Okay, so we have this social media handles also you can follow. Okay, and how to enroll. So this is the link, and you can next batch is starting from 3rd of March. So you can note down this number, and you can check with that, if you have any query, or if you want to take the participation. Okay, if you want to enroll for the same course. Okay, so we can start the question and answer session. So you can ask me if you have any questions. Okay. So there is no any specific book. Actually, we have this Akash, right? Yes, there is books are there from SAP, okay, SAP Press book. But in this course, we will cover each and every scenario along with the business things, okay. So instead, only if you can refer the book and you think that you will get all the knowledge, then no, you have to follow this tricks or business requirement, okay. What are the business requirement is there? How we can achieve that? How we can map that requirement in the system? So all these things, okay. And definitely some materials we will provide to all the peoples who are enrolled, okay, for this class. So you will get the books as well as the documents also from my end. Okay, this is 2 months course only. The weekend batches or weekdays batches, there are two options are there. Okay, SAP is ECC. So SAP is a similar thing, okay, but ECC 6.0 is the version, and currently we have the S4 HANA version. Okay, so we have some changes are there based on some MRP area or some PPDS area, so that we will cover in the class. Okay, course content. So we'll get to know these things. Okay, along with that, backflush is nothing but automatic goods issue. Whenever we are producing the finished product, we consume some raw material, right? So that raw material, if we don't want to do manually activate in the system, then we can do the backflush for that. So it will be automatic goods issue to that order. Okay. So you can ask anything in whichever the comfortable language in the English. Okay, if you have any doubts. Remember, T codes is the by doing practicing only you will learn. Okay, this is not any there is no any rocket science. It's the exam will be online. Yes. So you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. Okay. Certification is nothing but we can say that we have the from Henry Arvind you will get the certification. Okay, for the SAP power user that you have tenderized this course and you have certified. And the other one certification is the global certification from SAP side. Okay, but if you have the end user experience or manufacturing experience, then knowledge is important. Okay, along with the certification, knowledge is important. So try to get the knowledge. That is one thing. Okay. You can ask any questions, okay, if you have. It may be a basic question or basic query as you are the new to SAP. So you can ask me, okay? So that is the one terminology for this variant configuration, okay? For SAP fresher, the salary is up to 5 lakh packages there. If you are experienced, then up to 8 lakhs. You can check with that number which I have added, right? Or the person who called you for this session, you can check with them which batch is available and which batch is preferable for you, okay? Based on that, you can decide. They have both the options, and as per your availability, they have the options, okay? Okay, so anyone have any questions? This is SAP certification as well as you can join the class also while working, okay? Live project, see, actually, as of now, whichever the project on which I have worked, that I can explain to you, right? So that is, you can take as a live prediction only because I have worked. So what are the queries in my mind while working on that project that I will explain to you, okay? Because at this level, it is difficult for you because you are not the SAP trained also, right? So whenever you are trained, SAP trained user, then might be you will get the project, right? Okay, any questions? Yeah, in this course, we will explain what are the implementation method, how the work will, working, concerning working while implementation project, what are the methodology in the implementation project, what are the implementation, what are the support, what is the rollout project. Okay, so each and everything we will cover. So in this training sessions, we will cover initially from the beginning only the implementation. What is implementation? What are the methods are there? Okay, we have to follow. So we'll get the idea on this. No, no, from Dubai only you can join because in my previous means current batch, people are joining from US, UK, and Dubai also. So you can join online. I'm not sure about the office. You can ask to the point of contact from Henry Arvind. Okay. SAP IT is one option in which we are working on IT team. Along with that, product-based companies are right now hiring the candidate and they are doing their own in-house setup. So we can work for product-based company also, but as a consultant only, SAP consultant. So we can work for the manufacturing company, or we can work for the different client from the IT service companies. Okay. No, actually, initially one model knowledge is required because we can just you should know this integration with other model. In pharma also we have uh, even I'm also working on the pharma client currently. Okay, so SAP is the same for all the manufacturing. Okay, okay. So if there is no any query, we can wind up this call. Okay, thank you, thank you for joining.